You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Universal Tractioning Systems, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Everest Coaching Systems, Chiro Moguls, Rhino Coaching, Chiro Matchmakers, Chiropractic Jobs Online, and Bax Max. Let's hustle. Guys, Jim Chester here. This is an afternoon edition of the Chiro Hustle live stream. Today I have Andrew Bilak. He is up in Toronto, Ontario. And you can probably tell from his hat he might like hockey just a little bit. And I am coming in from Grand Junction, which is in the Grand Valley in the western slope of Colorado, which I like to say it's where no one lives. And I moved here to hear the birds chirp. But before we get into this episode of Return of the Bots and Are You Botting Around? Are you kidding me? That's such a funny little title I gave it. But above my shoulder right there is up there, Zingit Solutions. They are our sponsors today. Steve Weber and his team are amazing. So if you want to automate the way you communicate with your patient base or your future patients, think about Zingit Solutions. I'm going to put their web address down here on the bottom of the screen. It is also up in the description and the title. And if you click on that, you can get right over to the chiropractors page for Zingit Solutions. And without any further, we're going to jump right into this interview with Andrew. And there's the website that you should go to, zingitsolutions.com. I think that's a / chiropractic dash practices. There you guys have it. So you're coming in from Canada. You make chat bots. Let's talk to people. Let's give them chatbot 101 and why it's what is a chatbot?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been building chatbots, and my business has been building chatbots for the last 2 years. We've been in a whole variety of industries and niches, starting with chiropractic, real estate, automotive, law, e-commerce, marketing, the whole shebang. And a lot of people might think, hey, that's a lot of different niches. It seems like you might be jumping without kind of honing in on something, but that's not the case at all with chatbots. This is why chatbots are so amazing, because they allow you to essentially, teach, provide value at scale through a messaging platform. And the top 4 messaging platforms surpass the top 4 social media platforms in monthly active users. So more and more people, friends, family, clients, leads, are spending their time on platforms like Messenger, where we can build chatbots on and essentially provide value, get them in as clients, nurture them. It's just a really awesome way for people, for businesses to generate more leads, to generate more clients through this medium that is still pretty untapped.
Yeah, I think one of the things you said there is really important. Learning how to communicate on these platforms is changing constantly. And I think that as I've seen things just over the past couple of weeks, the ability to have organic reach is changing. People don't really see your posting. I think like the amount of people that are actually seeing what you post has gone down big time. And I think that when you start to look at where the puck is going, there's a good Canadian reference there for hockey. But where's the puck going? And it's going to a different style of communicating, because social isn't going away. It's just restructuring the way that you can actually communicate with it. So let's talk about how chatbots help people change the way that they communicate and the way that social media is kind of restructuring itself right now.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great question, or a great way to kind of preface this, because a lot of people think, they hear chatbots, they're like, that's that annoying website widget that pops up and says, hey, can I help you today? And that's not the case. I mean, your chatbot can exist on your website, but for the most part, what you want to do with your chatbot is you want to engage with people, like top of the funnel, like the first line of interaction, because it's not replacing the way that humans interact with each other or how you build rapport on a face-to-face level. It's just the first step in allowing people to step into your ecosystem. So for example, as a chiropractor, you may have a value proposition that, people are coming in for, maybe like a dinner with the doc or spinal screenings, whatever your value prop is. Someone can come in for that specific prop through your website, through your social media, and the chatbot captures them right away. So while they get the value for what they came in for, once they're in your chatbot, they're in your ecosystem. So they can see everything else that you offer. They can see other services that you have, your testimonials about you and maybe the other doctors that work at the clinic. And then from there, that kind of builds trust in a way that's automatic, but it's a very interactive way through the chatbot. So it's not replacing that human one-on-one element. It's just facilitating that rapport, that online rapport that you need in today's day and age in order for you to finally get that scheduled appointment, to get that face-to-face meeting. And that's where this is kind of taking over it's not taking over the marketing industry, but it's definitely a new way for business practitioners to generate leads and enhance that relationship and cultivate that relationship.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot that has to do with communicating to people efficiently. And I think a lot of times when people are going to look for information, if they land on someone's website, now they have to learn how to navigate that website correctly to find the information that they're looking for. I know that chatbots are so information specific that you want to get the most that you can with each interaction or each injection of information. So you're really going to take the information that would go on a website and you're going to parcel that down into small segments that can be delivered to the person that opts in to communicate with that chatbot. So I think what it really is it's a really effective way to share the information in a sequencing style that will indoctrinate the person that's looking into this. And they're like, well, why would I think a chatbot would work for me? Well, if you want to know that you can send somebody a testimonial, they can watch it, that's why it works. If you know that you can send somebody an opportunity to schedule an appointment at your clinic, that's why it works. If you want to say, here's a quick video of Meet the Doc, that's why they work. Because now you can send someone through the sequencing of communication to where not only can they schedule, they can see testimonials, they can meet you without ever meeting you. And now the whole opportunity opens up to them then to click into your website and to take a test drive of your digital landing page as well, which is where ultimately you want people to spend time. So I think it's really cool with what the possibilities are for the community to use a chatbot and know exactly if they're like, well, if I'm going to invest in this, what is my ROI? That's what everybody wants to know. What's in it for me? So if you do invest in a chatbot sequencing, now what's in it for you is I've laid that out there for you as to what you would get. Is there anything else that you think you could add in there that they would be getting by implementing a chatbot strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. To kind of hit home on what you just said there was a really great point, because I had a sales call recently with a chiropractor, and his number one question was, well, why would I have a chatbot if I just have my website? Couldn't they just come to my website and take a look at all the information I have there? And it was a really great way to kind of reframe the conversation around chatbots, because imagine having something in place, aka your chatbot, that you have to be so specific on the information that you want in there that it's the highest possible level of value that people would want to see and learn about your business. So imagine taking everything on your website that you need there, you want to have out there for everyone to browse, but for the chatbot, it's taking all of that information, or maybe not even all of it, and just keeping it as high level as possible. So any interaction that someone has through the chatbot, it's the most important information that you would want them to see. And from that produces that trust, that authority, and it leads to conversions, and it leads to sales, and it leads to new patients. And so, what you get with a chatbot is you get the ability to not just put another tool in your tool belt when it comes to your marketing. You get the ability to basically tie in every single marketing platform that you use, whether it be email, social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, your website. The whole premise here is that it ties into everything. And how that's done is that, I don't want to get too deep because I want to keep it high level, but essentially, your chatbot can exist like its own URL. Like imagine you had a website URL that if someone clicks on it, they'll get redirected there. And that's the same thing you could do with your chatbot. You can put it in your Instagram bio, you can put it in your YouTube description, you can tweet it out, you can send a broadcast to your entire email list. And as soon as someone clicks on it, they get sent directly to your chatbot, where that person is now captured as a lead, and you can follow up with them, and they'll see your information because it's done through Facebook. And there's nothing else out there that allows you to cross-pollinate across all of these different platforms that you may already be using. That's the massive benefit here.
made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Universal Tractioning Systems, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Everest Coaching Systems, Chiro Moguls, Rhino Coaching, Chiro Matchmakers, Chiropractic Jobs Online, and Bax Max. Let's hustle. Yeah, and I think that when you have a footprint that can be clickable on multiple platforms, that's really attractive. And that's really one of the ideas that I came to you with. I was like, man, I have new patients in a box strategies that we can sell. I have a movie that we can give away. I have digital ads I can run for people. How can we take all of this stuff and put it together and make it deliverable and make it useful to people and get them to take action and do business with us? So now people can schedule calls with us. So that's something else you didn't touch on, is people can use the chatbot as a call scheduler. It can use it as an email capture for a free movie. Like, there's so many different ways that you can use the chatbot to communicate with people once they click on that link that's on all of the footprint of all of the digital assets out there. And I think that that's something that when people think about it, it's an all-encompassing link that will give you a footprint of connectivity to the sequencing on any platform that you post a link to. And I think that that's where the high leverage point is for people to say, well, why wouldn't I want a chatbot?
Yeah, I mean, point in case for you, we're about to launch your chatbot, and I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, saying how we're literally tying in everything that you have there, your new patients in a box, your documentary, your ad agency, everything that you have. It's in there. And whether or not, you want to, use the chatbot for driving leads for one particular aspect of your business, whether it's your documentary or new patients in a box, it comes back to that ecosystem where if someone comes in through the value proposition of the documentary or new patients in a box or anything else, once they're in there, they could be like, okay, the documentary looks awesome. Let's see what else Jim has. Just like, oh, he's got new patients in a box. I know someone who could definitely benefit from this. Oh, he has, his media agency part of that as well. I could benefit from this. So it's kind of like, you're double, quadruple dipping depending on how many different, elements of your business you have in there. But by putting that one value prop in, and then someone coming in through that, they have the ability to now check out everything else that you may have.
And now the cool thing, Andrew, is then they'll schedule a call with me. I can do business with them, and that will cut down on probably 20-minute conversation, because they got indoctrinated into a chatbot sequence that they built and know, like, and trust with me. And then they're ready to do business. So it kind of primes the pump for people to do business with you.
Not to mention, you can automatically set follow-ups. I mean, with the chiropractors that we work with, we have this amazing program where essentially, we give them this chatbot that's set up to that has all of their services, the about section about the doctors, any testimonials they may have, all the ways that they could be reached, how to schedule calls, any value propositions. And on top of that, we also give them, 8 weeks of drip content right off the get-go. So when someone comes into the chatbot is automatically nurturing and following up with people the minute that they interact with it down the line. So it's not like, you have this chatbot, someone comes in and they go cold. We have it set up that for these chiropractors we work with, they have these nurture sequences in place that their leads or even their patients are getting followed up with on a consistent basis that keeps you present, top of mind, and just provides immense value that, it's very simple to set up. You're ready to go in 3 business days. That's how quick we turn this around for our clients and get it ready and going and active for them.
Well, I know some of the stuff that you're sharing with our audience today is super important, but a lot of people their heads are still in the clouds and they don't know what we're doing. They really probably are just like, well, if I invest in this, what do I get out of it? And that's why I'm going to tell everybody that I actually invested in Andrew's services. We're about to launch our chatbot, so I'll be posting that everywhere on my Instagram feed, in my description of all of my lives, because I want you guys to start clicking instead of on the Chiro Hustle website. I want you guys to start clicking on the link that will send you to my chatbot. And I think that we're going to see us uptick in business. We're going to see us uptick in viewers. We're going to see us uptick in communication with our audience. And I think that that's really what we have the opportunity of doing. Now you take this chatbot and you put it on your website, people click on that, they fill out the new patient forms, and now they're going to get drip campaigned into 8 weeks of information that's going to keep them connected with you. So I think that it's really cool what you're able to do with the sequencing. And I think so many people just don't understand what it means to nurture a relationship online. They think that, that they're going to have a website and all of a sudden it's like the almighty thing. And websites are necessary because they do give people a resource for you, but they're so what can we say? They're so 2000. And I think that when people think about like websites, it's a necessity, but they're super at this point. They're old school, and you have to think about the website as an evolution. Where does it evolve to? Well, it evolved to social media, and now where does social media evolve to? Well, it evolved to the conversation and the nurturing. And when you can figure out how to have the nurturing and the conversation, that's when you bridge the gap between the website, social media, and then new clients. And I think that that's where we're ultimately going with the system.
100%. I mean, it comes down to your digital footprint in 2019. So, when people want to do business with you or deciding whether or not, you're the right fit for them, they're going to go online. They're going to check your Instagram. They're going to look at your testimonials. They'll look at your website. They'll take a look at your Facebook, even your LinkedIn. They will check everything to make sure that you are the right fit. And at the end of the day, you could be the best chiropractor in the world. But if you don't have that digital footprint in place, if you don't have something in place online across a multitude of platforms to meet your prospective patients where they're spending the majority of their time, there's 1.3 billion monthly active users on Messenger. I guarantee you there's leads out there that are looking for a chiropractor. And that's where they spend the majority of their time talking with their friends, family, and doing business with other businesses. So you need to meet your patients and your leads where they already are. And Messenger is an absolute no-brainer because there's so many people already spending their time there.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times people just, if you follow anything with Russell Brunson, you should go where people are congregating. Well, the number one place where people are congregating, like Andrew just said, is Facebook. If you want to find the largest congregation of people that are connected on a social platform, it's Facebook. And what is the driving mechanism between people communicating on that platform? And now it's going to even mainstream communication more than text messaging. People are going to Messenger. And I think that it's getting people ever more connected. People are creating even deeper group messages on there, more interaction on there, more alerts are going through there. And that's really where the commerce of communication is going, is because I can do voice to text. I can send a message. I can send a picture through it. I mean, it is a catch-all. It's like a text messenger without a phone system.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's hard to kind of relay the message of the benefits of chatbots in their entirety for someone who's completely new to this and is just hearing this for the first time. So, I mean, once we're done the live, I'll put a link to the website where we have a lot of information. I'll cover everything that I talked about, that we talked about here, but in more depth. There will be a video, that'll show you who we're working with, how it works, what you get for the exact same thing that we're doing with chiropractors right now in the space. And I'll put that in the link below once we're finished. It's called chiropracticmessengerbot.com. And it's just, this might be a lot for you guys to handle. And this is just a great way for you to check out what it is that we're doing in the industry and really get a full 30,000 foot and a 1,000 foot perspective of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, guys. When he puts that link down there, go ahead and click on that and go do a test drive of what it looks like to get a chatbot set up for you in your practice. I know Andrew's out there to earn your business. So by going to his link, he's going to be able to do that with you. If you guys are watching this on replay and you guys found value in this, hashtag value or hashtag replay. If you guys are finding both, do a smash up word value replay. And if you guys are not currently watching are listening to the Chiro Hustle podcast, go over to www.chirohustle.com and listen to our podcast. Subscribe on all the major platforms. We love you. We always like new listeners too. And if you are watching this live and you want to do business with Andrew and get more integrated with chatbots, He's going to post a link down there. So click on that. I also want to thank our sponsor today, Zingit Solutions. They have a sweet website you guys should go check out if you want to automate your text messaging to your office. So why don't you do both? Get a text messaging automator and get a chatbot automator and move into the digital space. That's really going to free you up and earn more money. I mean, really, that's what the digital automation does, is it gets you out of your own way. It gets you off the phones, and it gets people to knowing who you are, finding out more information about you faster. And I think that it's going to take the place of social media, and it's going to take the place of websites. And this is where they merge. They merge right there on the chatbot scene. And I think that that's what you've done for them. And that's what you're going to be able to help them with. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to share with our audience today?
If there's one takeaway here, is that be open-minded when you hear the word chatbot, because I spend a lot of time educating not just chiropractors, but any other niche that I go into business with chatbots. And a lot of the time, the first thing that I hear is, aren't chatbots those annoying pop-up, those live chats or those automated chats that say, hey, how can I help you? And that's it. No, that's not this at all. The only correlation it has is the fact that it can actually, work on your website as well, but it goes so much deeper. So, have an open mind with chatbots if this is your first interaction, and really understand the benefits, because they're massive, and it could really, really benefit your business and give you a massive leg up against your competition.
Well, hey, Andrew, thanks for sharing with us today. Thank you, Zingit Solutions, for sponsoring this episode of the Chiro Hustle live stream afternoon edition. And I just want to thank everybody out there that's watching. Just broke my pen. If you guys are watching this on replay, hashtag replay. If you found value in this, hashtag value in there, and come on over to chirohustle.com and listen to our podcast. With that being said, I just want to let you guys know you're just one story away. Keep hustling. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on, Jim.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.